Scientists once thought that life is spontaneously aroused from non-living things, thanks to experimentation and the invention of the microscope. It is now known that life comes from pre-existing life, and that cells come from pre-existing cells. I am Ralph Valentin Castro Toledo III from MAED General Science, and this is the Cell Theory. Welcome to my vlog. This video is very special because I will be discussing the cell theory. In order to understand the cell theory, take a look on this timeline. Let's start in 1595. Two Dutch spectacle makers and father and son team Hans and Zacharias Janssen create the very first microscope. At that time, eyeglasses were beginning to be used widely among the populace, focusing a great deal of attention on optics and lenses. In fact, some historians credit both the Jansens and fellow Dutch eyeglass maker Hans Lippershey with concurrent, though independent, invention of the microscope. In 1665, Robert Hooke published Macrophagia, a book filled with drawing and description of the organisms he viewed under the recently invented microscope. The invention of the microscope led to the discovery of the cell by Hooke. While looking at the cork, Hooke observed back-shaped structures which he called cells, as they reminded him of the cells or rooms in the monasteries. This discovery led to the development of the classical cell theory. In 1673, Antony van Leeuwenhoek, Dutch microscopist who was the first to observe bacteria and protozoa. His researches on lower animals refuted the doctrine of spontaneous generation, and his observations helped lay the foundation for the sciences of bacteriology and protozoology. In 1838, Matthias Schleiden, a German botanist, concluded that all plant tissues are composed of cells, and that an embryonic plant arose from a single cell. He declared that cell is the basic building block of all plant matter. This statement of Schleiden was the first generalizations concerning the cells. Schleiden investigated plants microscopically and conceived that plants were made up of recognizable units or cells. He thought plant growth came about through the production of new cells, which he speculated came from the nuclei of old cells, although later discoveries proved him wrong about the role of the nucleus in mitosis. His conception of the cells as the common structural unit of plants shifted study from the processes going on a living cell. In 1839, Theodor Schwann, a German biologist, reached the same conclusion as Schleiden about animal tissue being composed of cells, ending speculations that plants and animals were different in structure. Schwann described cellular structure in animals' cartilage. He pulled existing observation together into theory that stated, cells are organisms and all organisms consist of one or more cells. Second, the cell is the basic unit of structure for all organisms, and that plants and animals consist of combinations of these structures. In other words, the cell is the basic unit of life. This statement was the second generalization concerning the cells and is the most important in the development of biology. It became known as the cell theory. In 1855, the German physiologist, physician, pathologist, and anthropologist Rudolf Virchow was able to add a third part to the cell theory. He stated that all cells develop only from existing cells. Virchow was the first to demonstrate that the cell theory applies to diseased tissue as well as healthy tissue. The cell theory. All living things are composed of one or more cells. The cell is the basic unit of life in all living things. New cells are produced from existing cells. From the first ever microscope to the most recent microscope, we discover a lot. Cells are too small to be seen by our naked eye. The invention of the microscope allows us and scientists to see the cells, to study cells and their contents. This invention helps scientists to study and learn the cell closely, push into the deeper understanding and discoveries about the cell and its theory. The evolution of microscope expand the learnings of everyone. I'm Ralph Valentin Castro Toledo III. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you.